Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll be doing a review on these Infinitude Velocity Pro boxing gloves. So stay tuned. All right guys, so today we have the Infinitude Velocity Pro boxing gloves. We'll do a close-up, weigh-in, and review on. I got mine in the white and gold colorway, 16 ounces Velcro closure. And this glove, a lot of people says, reminds them and looks similar to the Adidas Ataspeed 501 boxing gloves. And although I agree with the triple cuff design, as well as that tapered design right here, that's about the only similarity with this glove and the Ataspeed 501. The 501 actually, the way the Velcro comes up on the back actually angles upwards, where this comes straight across. But everything else about the glove is different than those. So I wanted to clarify that before I go any further. So looking at the leather, it is actually a matte leather. You have that gold Infinitude logo on the back of the glove. Full leather construction. These are made in Pakistan. You do have that gold, white, and gold. A little bit of blood on there, so excuse the little dirt on these. On the Velcro strap, you have, I'd say, about an inch of foam padding that's nice and soft on the inside with a tri-coat liner that's really nice and smooth. Gold piping, and then you also have, I'd say, about a quarter of an inch on the inside of the wrist. That comes up to right about here, as well as it comes up and kind of swings around and kind of jays off to the palm, or should I say to the thumb in the palm area. You have an inner gold thumb, and you can see the texture of the leather on the metallic is a little bit different than the flat color right here, the matte. So you can see it has a little bit more of a texture look to it. Ventilated holes on the thumb. The grip bar itself is, I'd say, it's about medium to large. It's a good size right there. You can see how the leather is kind of tucked in. There are the edges, the seams, and the stitching on that. And you can see the gloves next to each other. A really nice long parallel thumb. I know a lot of people really look for that. Thumb comfort is a big pet peeve of a lot of people, if not everybody. But there you have it. Pretty nice looking gloves overall. So put those next to each other. These are supposed to be 16 ounces. We'll find out how close they are. Put these on the scale, and the right glove is at 15.7, so pretty close to 16 ounces. And the left glove is right at 15.6. So they're almost exactly on weight with each other and pretty much close to 16 ounces. So that's good to see. Let's go ahead and do the review. Hey, what's up guys? Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on these Infinitude Velocity Pro boxing gloves. I got mine in the white and gold colorway. You can also get it in black and gold. I got mine in 16 ounces Velcro closure. They also have a lace-up version with this, and sizing-wise, there's a pretty wide range. They have it anywhere between 4 ounces all the way up to 20 ounces. So huge range of different sizes to choose from, 2 different colorways and 2 different style of closure. So I decided to go with the Velcro closure. Now, my first impression of this glove, and like many of others have said before, is that it kind of reminded me, originally when I first saw it, was the Adidas Ataspeed 501 gloves that has that triple angled cuff. But that's really where it ends. I mean, just other than the aesthetics of this front Velcro cuff, it doesn't even have the angle of the Adidas version. It actually just comes horizontally straight across. And that's pretty much where the similarities end. Everything else about the glove is pretty different than the 501, which I'll explain here in a bit as far as the features of this glove. Now, looking at the glove, it's a medium profile glove. It's not a huge glove, and it's not overly compact. For being a 16 ounce glove, it's pretty good size. I mean, if you have longer fingers, bigger hands, I think this will fit you well. If you have medium-sized hands, it'll fit you well as well. And you can also go with a smaller size, just depending on your size. So you can see it has this all white matte leather. Everything on here is made of genuine leather. This glove is made in Pakistan. You have the Infinitude logo on the back of the glove in gold, and the Velcro strap, you have the triple stripe design with a metallic gold. And then you have the white in the middle, as well as a metallic gold on the bottom with gold piping. That is not as metallic. It's a little bit more subdued as far as the piping goes. The matte leather, you can see here, doesn't have really any shine at all. And but it's really nice. It feels really nice and thick. You also have a 4-layer, they call it a quad layer foam padding on the inside. That's, I'd say, medium density. It's definitely not overly hard and stiff, nor is it super soft and broken in. So it's pretty much right in the middle, perfect for sparring, and really just an all-around training glove. And then the Velcro strap, open that up. You can see right there, you have that Velcro. You also have the 16-ounce tag. It opens up and it flares open and it tapers up. So basically what you're getting with this is that you're getting a little extra support higher up on your palm. For those of you that want that extra wrist support instead of just cutting straight across. So you have this little extra piece of material right here that kind of comes up a little bit higher. You also have a tricot liner on the inside that's really nice and smooth and has a really nice texture to it. You have about 1 inch of soft padding on the back of the wrist and about 1/4 of an inch on the inside of the wrist right there on both sides. This one actually kind of comes up and ends right there. So you can see it kind of jays off right there. And then the gold on the inner thumb, you can see the texture of the leather on the thumb, and the metallic gold is a little different than this matte white. So you can see the kind of the contrast. You have some ventilated holes there for a little bit of breathability, and a medium to large size grip bar that has good firmness to it, so you can definitely feel that. So an overall, a really nice looking glove, aesthetically pleasing. I definitely dig the colorway of the white and the gold. I think it looks great. When I purchased these, I was deciding between the black and the gold, but I already had a black and gold pair of gloves, so decided to go with this colorway. Now, quality-wise, these gloves are actually pretty nice. They're solid quality. If I were to nitpick anything on here, I would probably just say maybe the stitching on the edges. But that's really getting into it and being nitpicky. I mean, the leather quality is held up really nicely. I've had this in my rotation for a few weeks now. Obviously, with white, it's going to get dirty. There's no way to avoid that. But outside of it being dirty and getting some markups on a white color, the leather is held up well. The padding is holding up nicely. No issues with the logo peeling off. The metallic, so far, is holding up. Obviously, over time, I'm kind of curious to see how the sweat and the salt and the sweat starts to have its effect on the metallic gold. I've yet to find a metallic that holds up as well as a solid color, but that's yet to be seen. So stitching all looks nice and symmetrical, and all the leather is bonded nicely to the finger compartment. You can see the stitching across the grip bar looks good, where it connects the leather. So the gold metallic to the matte white looks really good. You also have that leather attached thumb that doesn't allow the thumb to peek out too much. The seam where the thumb meets the back of the hand looks really clean. The hinge point is stitched in nicely. And the glove is well balanced. You can see it's not too top heavy. It was on weight for the most part. I think it was at 15.6 and 15.7 ounces. So it's pretty close to a 16-ounce glove. And overall it looks really good. The metallic shines really nicely. The liner isn't torn. The piping looks really clean. The stitching on the piping looks good. And overall, quality-wise, they look really good. The gloves are symmetrical to each other, so putting on the left and the right glove, they feel pretty much identical. I don't feel like there's any issues with one glove being more snug than the other or being too loose. So quality overall is really nice. Now comfort, sliding in my hand into the glove, and very comfortable. Like all the Infinitude gloves I've done a review in the past, the Harriers, I believe I did the Raptors. I did a couple of the Infinitude gloves in the past, even I had a custom Velcro pair. They've always been really comfortable, and you know, the thumb feels excellent, nice long parallel thumb right there. So no issues with my thumb jamming. A good amount of padding on the back that's not too stiff, so it's comfortable. Nice deep finger compartment. They do put a piece of neoprene over the stitching. So over time, when you start really using these gloves and breaking them in, eventually what's going to happen is that neoprene pad will kind of take on the imprint of your hand the more and more you use it. So the break-in period will really have its lasting effect on the interior compartment of the glove. These are fairly broken in right off the bat. They're not a stiff glove by any means, which I really love. I love gloves that are really broken in. It just feels a little bit more form-fitting from the get-go rather than a really stiff glove. Hand compartment feels really good. Knuckles, there's no actual like extra bulk of liner that's kind of wrinkling up around the knuckle area. So that tricot liner is really nice in the fact that it stays nice and smooth and stays consistent. You have to, excuse me, I'm sweating a lot. It's about 112 degrees here in Phoenix today. So actually this whole week is going to be like 112 to 117 degrees. So I don't know what that is in Celsius. If for those of you guys that do Celsius, I think that's like 48 degrees Celsius. So 48 to 50 degrees, I think. So it's hot. But anyhow, yeah, the comfort feels great. The wrist support feels really good. I mean, you can see how that kind of comes up. Gives you a little bit more support higher up on the wrist. Feels really good. I do wish they put a little more padding on the inside of the wrist right there. I feel like this could be a little bit thicker. It's about 1/4 of an inch, but it doesn't feel like, it feels a little bit more on the flimsier side. So if they were to put a little bit more thicker padding on here, and then when you close the strap, I feel like it'd be a little bit more supportive. Not to say that it doesn't have any wrist support, but I think they could improve that by putting a little bit more right there. The back of the wrist, it feels really good. The padding feels good and nice and locked in. I just think that front right here needs a little bit more thicker padding. But overall, feels great. No issues with pressure points, and performs really well. Now the protection and performance, like I mentioned before, this is definitely a balanced glove. Just the padding you have here is on the medium density side, so this would make an excellent sparring glove. It's not gonna do too much damage on your sparring partner. As far as the foam consistency goes, it's obviously you can open and close your hands real nicely. You land on those two front knuckles, and it's not an overly broken in glove to where, you know, you have those horsehair style gloves where there's less amount of padding, and when you push through, your knuckles really sink in. With this, you get a good kind of blend of both protection and performance. So a really balanced glove, one of the most balanced gloves I've used to date in terms of giving you good feedback, good pop, good protection from shock absorption and all that, but at the same time not being overly too stiff or too broken in and just too soft over the knuckle area. So it's kind of right there in the middle. It's kind of right, if you were to have a bar that showed where this glove lands in terms of performance, as being more of a puncher's glove or more of a protective, it's kind of sits right there in the middle. Now cost-wise, these gloves are $89 US plus shipping, which is definitely a great deal. I mean, for 89 bucks, obviously shipping is gonna depend on where you live. This company is based out of Pakistan. One drawback I find with Infinitude is that they don't actually carry any stock gloves. Now, when you go on their website, they actually have their stock, you know, they have their stock colors like the white and gold and the black and gold. But when you order, it's not like they have these just sitting in a warehouse and they ship them out right when you get that order and they process it. They actually make it from when you put your order in. So it took about 2 weeks for me to receive these gloves, maybe 2.5 weeks to receive these gloves from Pakistan. So that's a little bit longer than normal, and that's again because they're made to order, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just if you're kind of impatient and you want some gloves right away, you're gonna have to take into account that there is gonna be about a 2-week period where they're gonna manufacture these gloves to your spec. Hence why there's so many different sizes to choose from 4 to 20 ounces, because they're not gonna have 10 pairs of 4 ounces, 10 pairs of 6-ounce gloves, 10 pairs of 8-ounce gloves, 10 pairs of 10-ounce gloves sitting around. So they're gonna make them as the orders come in, so you do have to be patient with that. But for the price of $89 plus shipping, it's a really good deal. Full genuine leather construction, they look great, perform really nicely, and overall a very solid glove. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Infinitude Velocity Pro boxing gloves. I'll see you guys later. Take care.